At first, take my salam, assalamu alaikum. Today, I discuss about a research paper, which topic is design rule space model. This is a new model for representing and analyzing software architecture. Let's go start. Here are my contents, which is my today we present. I present. At first, there is intention of DRS model, DRS space model, to better understand, analyze software architecture, maintain software architecture, especially the architecture as implemented in source code. We present an architectural model called design rule space based on Baldwin and Clark design rule theory. They propose that software architecture can and should be modeled as multiple overlapping DRS space model. There is core contributions of this research paper. They propose an architectural model called DRS design rule space model, which provides a new way to analyze software quality. The architecture of a system as multiple overlapping DRS space, reflecting the fact that any complex software system must contain multiple aspect, feature, pattern, etc. They introduce an architecture root detection algorithm, and after investigating architecture root calculate from 15 open source projects, the following observation become clear: from 30%, 35% to 91% of a project, most bug-prone files can be captured by just 5 architecture root. Here is some characteristic of DRS space model. The DRS space model is composed of a subset of a system file along with the architectural connection among this file. There are three characteristics of the DRS space model. A DRS space always contain one or more leading files. A DRS space captures various relations among files. Each DRS space is clustered using the DRS algorithm. There is the using techniques of DRS space model. There are 4 techniques they use. Such as design rule theory, design structure matrix, design rule hierarchy, and evolution coupling. Design rule theory, that is design rule as important design decision that decouple other parts of the system into mutually dependent independent modules. Design structure matrix, in this paper they use columns and rows to model source files, and hence the cells of the DSM represent their relations. Design rule hierarchy, they propose the design hierarchy algorithm to cluster source file so that their architecture rules can be made explicit. Evolutionary coupling, they used the term modularity violations to refer to the phenomenon. Here is DRS space illustrations. They use a small Java program called a MIZ system. The design of MIZ applied multiple design pattern, including interpreter, visitor, and pipe and filter. There supports math calculations of MIZ, additions, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions. This using DRS space model in MIZ systems. This is a chart of that use DRS space model in an MIZ system. The using DRS space model in MIZ system, there have features and benefits. There are 3 features and benefits using DRS space model in MIZ system. The view source architecture has multiple overlapping DRS space and distinguished files of different architectural importance, express structural dependency and evolutionary couplings among files simultaneously. Here is architecture root detections framework. The architecture root detections approach. This is a approach. This is a approach. This framework is for source code repository and backtracking database. They're going to school understand and school understand going to pose DSM and also backminer, and backtracking database is going to backminer. Then pros pros DSM going to DRS space generator and another backminer going to input two backspace, and another side DRS space generator going to input DRS space set, then to input going to architecture root detector, then the achieve output architecture roots. That is the architecture root detections. Architecture root detections, then there are some terms and concepts such as bug space, design space, bugginess, bug space coverage, cumulative bug space coverage of DR space set. So first, bug space, a list of bug prone files ranked by their degree of bug prones in descending order. Then the design space boundaries, which counting or measurement the measurement these equations, DSF, DSF and DRS space in intersection bug space and divisions by DRS space. And another is bug space coverage. This is a equations for counting bug space coverage, and cumulative bug space coverage of a DRS space set. This is a equations of cumulative bug space coverage of a DRS space set. At last is LOC normalized CBSC of a set of DRS space. There are three equations. There have three equations. First is from the weight and bug and frequency LOC. Then it's bug space and bug and bug space intersections. And then at last LOC BSC equations is arrived. There have some architecture root detection steps. There are three steps. First step is generating DRS space. Then second step is mining bug space, and third step is detecting architecture roots. How this is paper evaluations, the evaluations, the root detections are their techniques, their space model. This is the evaluations procedure algorithm, algorithm one DRS space generators, pros DSM. The first is DRS space set, and many equations uses algorithm. We know we show that we look at. This is the second the algorithm, that is architecture root detectors, architecture root detectors that we looked at. This is paper have some limitations. First limitation from 15 open source project started in this paper are all implemented in Java. The industrial project started earlier implemented in either Java or C++. Must be. Second, like most reverse engineering research, our DRS space modeling and analyze approach is conducted in retrospective. Third limitation is the investigations of long-lived architecture roots require ample revisions history. The 15 of open source project they started have reversions histories covering 4 to 8 years. The last limitation is the evolutionary coupling captured in our DRS space modeling is calculated as the number of times to files. At last, this paper conclusions is in this paper, the first proposed GRS space a new software structure model that can be used implemented as architecture source code. Dear space modeling capture multiple overlapping design space in a complex system so that the distinct aspects of a system, such as a feature of a pattern, can be viewed and analyzed separately. And at last, thank you all.